Okay, good morning, my students. We will get started in a few minutes. So while we wait, just make sure you mute your mic, raise your hand when you have something to say, and preferably at the end of the session, be respectful and listen carefully. And of course, make sure that your laptop or smartphone is charged. Today is Monday, October 12th, 2020. We are in Module 3, Let's Learn. But today's lesson is not going to be from the student book. It is a Bridging the Gap lesson from the ministry to bridge the gap between last year and this year. So the objective for today's lesson is that hopefully at the end of this session you will be able to use the comparative and superlative forms of adjectives to describe things, people, and animals correctly. So we are going to start our lesson with this video. So please watch the video carefully and say what it is about. Listen carefully, please, and stop writing in the chat box, please. It is somehow disturbing. Leave the chat room for questions and comments, please.
Small, smaller, smallest. Small, smaller, smallest. Small, small, small. We are small fish. Small fish. Smaller fish. The smallest fish. Small, smaller, smallest. Big, bigger, biggest. Big, bigger, biggest. Big, big, big. We are big dinosaurs.
Big dinosaur, bigger dinosaur, the biggest dinosaur.
Big, bigger, biggest. Small, smaller, smallest. Small, smaller, smallest. Big, bigger, biggest. Big, bigger, biggest. Slow, slower, slowest. Slow, slower, slowest. Slow, slow, slow. We are slow snails. Slow snail. Slower snail. The slowest snail. Slow, slower, slowest. Fast, faster, fastest. Fast, faster, fastest. Fast, fast, fast. We are fast mice.
Fast mouse, faster mouse, the fastest mouse.
Fast, faster, fastest. Slow, slower, slowest. Slow, slower, slowest. Fast, faster, fastest. Fast, faster, fastest.
Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the video. So what is the video about? Very good. So the video is about the comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. For example, we saw in the video, big, bigger, the biggest. So big is the adjective. When we describe something, we use an adjective. For example, the house is big. And we have bigger. Here we have the adjective big, and we added ER. So this turns the adjective into the comparative form. And here the comparative form is when we compare between two things, two people, or two animals. When we compare between two things, we use the comparative. For example, The elephant is bigger than the cat. And the biggest, we have the adjective here, big, and we have added est. So this turns it into the superlative form. And we use the superlative to compare between three things or more. For example, in the comparative, we said the elephant is bigger than the cat. When we speak about the blue whale, for example, it is the biggest animal in the world. The blue whale is the biggest. So this is the superlative. We are comparing between all the animals in the world. Okay, so we have two guests today in our lesson. So let's meet Hamad and Khalid, our guests in the lesson today. Hi, Hamad. Hi, Khalid. Okay. How can we describe Hamad? Look here. Hamad is short. Very good. And Khalid is tall. Short, tall. So here we are describing Hamad, so we use the adjective short. We are describing Khalid, we use the adjective tall. Let's now compare between Hamad and Khalid. Who's taller? We are comparing now, not using the adjectives, just to describe. So we say Khalid is taller than Hamad. As you can see here, Khalid is taller than Hamad. We have the adjective tall and we added er to turn it into the comparative form. And sorry, and of course, do not forget then. We use then when we compare between two things, two people, or two animals. What about Hamad? If Khalid is taller than Hamad, what do we say to use the adjective short? Very good. Hamad is shorter than Khalid. Again, we have the adjective short and we added er and also we used then. Hamad is shorter than Khalid. We are comparing here. Okay, don't worry, we are going to see more examples. Look here, what do we have? Look at the picture. Good, we have two animals. So this is the rabbit, good, and this is the turtle. Okay, how do you describe the rabbit here? Good, the rabbit is fast. Adjective. The rabbit is fast. What about the turtle? Good. The turtle is slow. The turtle is slow. So now, after describing the rabbit as the rabbit is fast, the turtle is slow, now we are going to compare the rabbit and the turtle. Who's faster? Of course, good. The rabbit is faster than the turtle. So here we have the adjective fast, we add er, and then the sentence is the rabbit is faster than the turtle. What about the turtle? Let's use the adjective slow. Who can answer the question? Okay. The turtle is slower than the rabbit. The turtle is slower than the rabbit. Is it clear? Okay. So this is Hamad again. Hi, Hamad. So Hamad now is going to tell us about his dad and granddad, his father and his grandfather. Look here, his father is old and his grandfather is older. He's older than his father. So here Hamad will tell us that, let's compare Hamad's father and grandfather, who's older. Of course, Hamad says, my grandfather is older, old plus ER plus than. My grandfather is older than my father. For example, here his grandfather is 70 years old and his father, for example, is 45 years old. So his grandfather is older than his father. Okay, in the previous examples, we saw some examples of comparative forms, the comparative. And of course, we use the comparative to compare between two things, two people, or two animals. Only two. And we use than. For example, here we have the adjective and we add ER. So fast becomes faster, slow becomes slower, tall becomes taller, short, shorter, old, older. And of course, do not forget than. Faster than, slower than, taller than, shorter than, older than. Okay, still with our guests, Hamad and Khalid. Okay. Hi, Hamad. Hi, Khalid. So, Hamad is intelligent. If we want to compare now between Hamad and Khalid, who's more intelligent? Who's more intelligent? Of course, here it is Hamad. So where is the adjective here? The adjective is intelligent. Okay, how many syllables are there in this adjective? Intelligent. Intelligent. Okay, 4 syllables. So it is a long adjective. Good, a long adjective. So when we compare using long adjectives, we cannot add ER. We cannot say Hamad is intelligenter than. It's somehow heavy. Cannot say intelligent. So we use more before the adjective to compare. So who's more intelligent? We answer the question, of course. Hamad is more intelligent than Khalid. Hamad is more intelligent than Khalid. Okay, what about Khalid? Khalid is less intelligent than Hamad. Khalid is less intelligent than Hamad. Hamad is more intelligent, but Khalid is less intelligent. You see here? So when we compare using long adjectives, adjectives with more than 3 syllables, so we use more or less. Hamad is more intelligent than Khalid. Khalid is less intelligent than Hamad. Okay, what's this? Oh, this is a lion. This is a lion. Okay. And this is a dog. Okay, both animals are dangerous. You are scared when you see them, and they are dangerous. They can hurt you. Okay, so here the lion is dangerous, and this dog is also dangerous. But if we want to compare the lion and the dog, which animal is more dangerous? Sorry, here the question is not correct. It's the previous question. Who's more intelligent, Hamad or Khalid? So, which animal is more dangerous? Of course, it is the lion. So, what do we say? The lion is more dangerous than the dog. Do you agree with me? The lion is more dangerous than the dog. Okay, what about the dog? The dog is less dangerous than the lion. The dog is less dangerous than the lion. Again, here we have a long adjective, dangerous. 3 syllables, so we cannot say dangerouser, it's heavy, so we say it's more dangerous or it's less dangerous. Okay, good. This is a snake. This is a fox. So when you see a snake, how do you feel? Do you feel happy? No, you feel scared. Yes, you feel frightened. You feel terrified. So here, the snake is frightening. I feel scared when I see a snake. And of course, the fox is also frightening. It is a dangerous animal too. But which animal is more frightening? Which animal is more frightening? The snake or the fox? Of course, it is the snake. So we say that the snake is more frightening than the fox. The snake is more frightening than the fox. What about the fox? The fox is less frightening than the lion. The fox is less frightening than the lion. Very good. Okay, we have the rule here. So we are speaking about adjectives: big, long, small, dangerous, frightening, beautiful. All these are adjectives. And we have 2 types of adjectives. We have short adjectives, adjectives that are composed of 1 or 2 syllables. For example, small, short, tall, big. We cannot divide them into other syllables. They have only 1 syllable. And we have long adjectives. Okay, for example, beautiful, intelligent, expensive. So these are long adjectives. Okay, with short adjectives, we just add er and then to compare. For example, tall, taller, short, shorter, small, smaller, big, bigger, clear, clearer, simple, simpler. Example here, Ahmed is taller than Ali. His handwriting is clearer than yours. When it comes to the long adjectives, we do not add er, but we use more before the adjective. We take the adjective as it is. We don't change the adjective, but before the adjective, we use more. And of course, don't forget than. So, beautiful becomes more beautiful. Correct, more correct. Comfortable, more comfortable. Difficult, more difficult. For example, math is more difficult than English. Sofa is more comfortable than chair. I hope the rule is clear for you. Okay, time for practice. So practice makes perfect. So we are going to go through a word wall activity. I can share the link with you in the chat box. So you have the link here in your chat box. This is our activity. Okay, let's start. We are going to reorder the sentences. The animal biggest is the whale. So here the subject is the whale. Okay, and after the subject, what do we need? We need the verb. What is the verb? The verb is. Okay, so our sentence becomes the whale is the. We have here animal and we have the adjective. Which comes first, the adjective or the noun? Of course, the adjective. So it is the biggest animal. The whale is the biggest animal. Number two, difficult math subject is the most. So what is the subject here? Of course, we are speaking about the maths as the school subject and maths as the subject of the sentence. So here, maths, after the subject, we need the verb. What is the verb? Is, correct. So maths is the most difficult subject. We are using the superlative here, comparing between three things. Okay? Is the hottest season summer? So what is the subject here? Of course, it is summer. We start the sentence with a capital letter, capital S. So summer is the sentence, is the subject. Okay, our sentence is correct. Summer is the hottest season. Okay, here we have a question. So how do we start a question here? Who? Very good. Who? What is the verb? Who is? Okay, most person, world, intelligent. So who is the most? Okay, after most, what do we need here? We need the adjective. We are using the comparative, the superlative, the plus most plus adjective. So the adjective here is intelligent. So who's the most intelligent person in the world? The last question, most interesting. This is movie, so here, what is the subject? Okay, of course, we start with capital letters. So this movie is the subject. What is the verb? Is, and of course, the most interesting. This movie is the most interesting film. Good job. Okay, let's meet Hamad and Khalid's father, Mr. Rashid. So this is Hamad, this is Khalid, and let's meet their father, Mr. Rashid. Hi, Mr. Rashid, how are you? Okay. So We said that Hamad is short and Khalid is taller than Hamad. Okay, what about Mr. Rashid? He is taller than Khalid and Hamad. So if we compare now the three family members, we have two brothers here and their father. This is short, this is shorter, and of course Mr. Rashid is the tallest. So when we compare between three things or three people or three animals or more, we use the superlative. So in the comparative we add ER, in the superlative we add EST. So who's the tallest? Of course, Mr. Rashid is the tallest. We have the adjective tall and we add EST, and of course don't forget the, and be careful in the superlative when we compare between three things or three people or three animals or more, we do not use than. Than is only used in the comparative. In the superlative, we do not use than, and we use the before the adjective. So Mr. Rashid is the tallest. What about Hamad? If we compare the three people, Hamad is the shortest. Very good. We have the adjective short and we add EST. Note here that the same rule applies. We are speaking about what type of adjective here? Short, tall, tall. So we are speaking about short adjectives. So with short adjectives, in the comparative we add ER, in the superlative we add EST. Who's the tallest? Mr. Rashid is the tallest. Hamad is the shortest. Okay, look here. We have, what do we call this animal? Yeah, this is the cheetah. Very good. And this is a deer, a very beautiful deer. And this is a monkey. So how many animals do we have here? We have three animals. So when we compare between three or more, we use the superlative. If we compare between the cheetah and the deer, what do we say? Using the adjective fast, of course. So the cheetah is faster than the deer. And he's faster than the monkey too. But if we compare the three animals, which animal is the fastest? Of course, it is the cheetah. So what do we say? Correct. The cheetah is the fastest animal. It is the fastest. We have the adjective fast and we add EST and we do not use than. In the comparative, we say the cheetah is faster than the deer. But in the superlative, we do not use than and we use the. The cheetah is the fastest animal. Very good. Let's see another example. Do you like cars? Of course. Yes, this is a nice Lamborghini, Audi, a red Audi, and a white Corolla, Toyota. So let's not speak about the brands. Let's just use colors. So here we have a green car, we have a red car, and we have a white car. Okay. So normally, what is the adjective we are going to use here? If you want to buy one of these cars. Yes, the red car is very expensive. The Audi is somehow expensive, and the Toyota is somehow cheaper. So, if we want to compare between the three cars, which car is the most expensive? which car is the most expensive? So here we have the second type of adjectives, which is a long adjective. Listen, expensive, 3 syllables. So we cannot say expensivest. Somehow heavy and not correct. So we say the most expensive. Which car is the most expensive? Of course, it is the green car. So the green car is the most expensive. When we compare the 3 cars here, Toyota here, Corolla is cheap. So cheap is a short adjective. Do we say that Corolla is the most cheap? Yes. Good. So it is a short adjective. So we say the white car is the cheapest. Or if we want to use the same adjective expensive, we say that the white car is the less expensive. It is the less expensive of the 3 cars. The most expensive, the less expensive, or the cheapest if we want to use a short adjective. Okay, so here we are speaking about superlatives. And of course, when we compare between more than 2 things or 2 people or 2 animals, and as we saw earlier, we have short adjectives and long adjectives. With the short adjective, we use the plus adjective, short adjective plus est. For example, strong, the strongest, long, the longest. And we have here the most. With the long adjective, we use the most before the adjective. For example, interesting, the most interesting, expensive, the most expensive, beautiful, the most beautiful. Okay, another practice. This time we are going to do an interactive exercise on live worksheets. I will share the link with you in the chat box. So this is the link for the live worksheet. I am posting live worksheets on Microsoft Teams in your generals. So please have a look at them and make sure you do all the activities. Live worksheets is very interesting because here we have a PDF worksheet that is turned into an interactive worksheet. And what is really nice about live worksheets is that they are corrected after you finish, and you will have your mark. So the first exercise is drag and drop. So we are going to drag the words here to complete the sentences. So look here, we have maths and science, 2 school subjects, and we have the adjective hard. So here we have then, so we are comparing between maths and science using the adjective hard. Of course, we use hard. So here the correct answer is harder. The comparative form of hard is harder. So we drag this into this place. The sentence becomes math is harder than science. So sentence number 2, we have here, good, what do we call this sport? Is football, and here is running. Which sport is more interesting for you? We are comparing here than football and running. Of course, most of you agree that football is more interesting than running. Football is more interesting than running. Sentence number 3, we have a car and we have a plane, and we are going to use the adjective cheap. So we are going to compare between The price of going by car or traveling by plane. Very good. So here the car is cheaper than the plane. The car is cheaper than the plane. Good. We move on quickly to exercise number 2. We have here 3 options, and you are going to just click the correct option. The butterfly is beautiful, more beautiful, beautiful more than the ant. So here we are comparing the butterfly and the ant. So what do we say? Of course, beautiful is a long adjective, so we use more before the adjective and not after. So the correct answer is the butterfly is more beautiful than the ant. Okay, we are going to compare Canada and Australia. If we look at the maps, so Canada is very large. But here we are not describing Canada. If we describe Canada, we say Canada is large, and this is a correct sentence. But here we have then Australia. We are comparing here. So we say Canada is large, so it is a short adjective. The comparative is larger. Very good. Is larger than Australia. The last sentence, the mouse is, and we have small, smaller, small, more small than the cat. So the adjective here is small. It is a short adjective. We have then, we are comparing between the mouse and the cat. So the correct answer is, of course, the mouse is smaller than the cat. So when you finish your live worksheet, you just click on finish here, and then you can click on check my answers, and of course you can email the results or your answers to your teacher by clicking here. So when you click on check my answers and you come back here, you can see that all the answers are correct and you are getting the full mark. Good job, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this live worksheet. Let's come back to our presentation. So now we come to the last part of our session today, the closure part. So as usual, I'm always thinking of you. I know that you like games and you like interactive activities. So I prepared quizzes for you to end the lesson. I'm going to share the link with you later on Microsoft Teams because we cannot play it right now. So I will use the preview mode. Okay. So here the quizzes is about the comparative and superlative forms. We are going to recap and to go through what we saw during the whole lesson. So we click here on start and we start our quiz.
Question: the temperature in Qatar is. Then in Turkey. Option 1, hot. Option 2, height. Option 3, higher. Option 4, highest.
Okay, the temperature in Qatar, then we have comparative. So the comparative from high is higher. Of course, we are running out of time, so we have to click quickly. Correct answer. Very good.
Question: task 3 was. Question in the exam. Option 1, the most difficult. Option 2, difficult. Option 3, most difficult. Option 4, more difficult.
Okay, task 3 was The most. We have to use the before the superlative form. Good.
Question. The elephant is big. Then the mouse.
So here we have to enter the correct answer. So you put the cursor here and you write the comparative form. So it is big. And be careful when there is an I before the last consonant. We double the consonant. So big with the double G, bigger. And submit. Bingo, correct answer.
Question. The truck is heavy. Then the car.
So here we are going to write also the correct answer. The truck is van, so we use the comparative form. When the adjective ends with Y, we turn the Y into I, so heavy into I, and we add ER, heavier. Submit. Bingo, correct answer.
Question. Video games are. Then TV shows. Option 1. Interesting. Option 2. More interesting. Option 3. Interested. Option 4. Most interesting.
Okay, video games are than, so we have to use the comparative form. Interesting is a long adjective, so we use more. Interesting, correct, and all your answers are correct. Good job, boys. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson today. Thank you for your attention, and you can now unmute your mics if you have any questions or comments. Just raise your hand here on the panel or write your questions in the chat box. Thank you very much.